Hello, I'm EG, and this is Crocheting with EG, and this is a quick video, or not a short, because you know how I talk. Quick for me, it's probably going to be like 10 minutes, hopefully. This is just like a random thing. I made something with yarn, and I was looking at it, and the whole process of me making this, it just made me feel like, you know, this is the perfect representation of my brain and how it works and how I overcomplicate everything. And I just wanted to tell this random story. This is basically like a tangent in its own video. But anyway, so this is what I made, and it's this little ornament thing that looks like those twisted knot pillows or whatever that I bought that remind me of a skein yarn. These right here that I got. And when I was, the whole idea for this is I was looking at these and I was thinking, like, these sort of look like, or remind me of how a skein of yarn, or I mean a ball of yarn is wrapped around it. So that's why I wanted to get these, and even though they're ridiculous, but because it sort of looks or kind of reminds me of yarn, I was thinking, I wonder if I can kind of recreate these on like a small scale, and because I have these little hook things that where you can make keychains and stuff, because I'm gonna make keychains and out of crochet, and but I have those little hook things, and I was thinking, I wonder if I could like make a small version of this and make like these adorable little keychains or something, or like some ornaments. That's what I turned this one into. But I didn't know how it was all twisted around itself or whatever. So what I thought, or first of all, when I was looking at the actual thing that's twisted around, I was thinking, okay, there's like a seam here. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see it on the camera, but there's like this seam here. So I was thinking, okay, so it must be like a piece of fabric or whatever that is wrapped around like some stuffing or whatever, and then it has like a seam or whatever. So I was thinking, okay, if I want to make like a little crochet one, what I could do is I can crochet like a really long skinny panel or whatever, and then like, you know, fold it up and like seam it on the side and stuff it with us. I know I have some polyfill somewhere, because I've made some things with polyfill, not like amigurumi, but I know I have some of that polyfill somewhere, so I can like, you know, make this really long crochet panel, and then like, you know, put polyfill in it, like make this really long rope, and then all I need to do is figure out how this is all twisted around itself. And so I thought, see, this is like how complicated my brain is. I thought maybe I could, I don't want to take these apart because these are the ones that I want to keep. But I thought what I could do is go to Ollie's and maybe I could buy another one of these pillows and then and take it apart, because I didn't want to take apart the ones that I already have, because I want to keep these. And so I went to Ollie's, and then I looked in it and had this like big box, you know, full of all these like throw pillows and stuff, and I dug through it, found one of these, and I brought it home, and I spent the $6 or $5.99 for these things, and brought it home, and then I took all these like progress shots or whatever, like, you know, the initial picture, or like I dug in there to see like, oh, okay, it's like the two ends are kind of like attached with like a little rubber band sort of thing, or like this little ribbon. And so I took all these like pictures and stuff to like see how it looks from there, and then I like, you know, took that thing off, and then I like, okay, so that goes through that loop, and so I was like writing it all down, and then okay, it sort of wraps around like 3 times, and then like and took like all these, you know, progress shots as I was like, you know, unraveling and stuff, and had this big long thing. And then I knew that like if I sat down and made this, I would have to go from, you know, the bottom up, because I would have to go in reverse, because these are the directions on how to unravel it. So I need to like, you know, do it in the way to like actually unravel it. Is that a word? I'm saying, actually, like, you know, twist it up and make it make it into this. And so I had like the directions and stuff, and then so I had how to do it and everything. But then I thought, wait a minute, for some reason my brain actually, you know, fired the right way, and I thought, instead of like making this really long crochet panel, instead of like actually making the rope, I was thinking, my niece has all this like really thick yarn, and like this really thick like medium, or not medium, number 6 or 7 bulky yarn, 7 jumbo. She had all this like 7 jumbo yarn. I thought, why didn't my brain think I could just do that instead of like making the, thank God I wasn't like halfway into it, like making some really long crochet panel or whatever that I have to stuff, and like I don't even know where my polyfill is right now. I have a bunch of boxes of crafts and stuff. I'm sure it's in that all that stuff, all my craft stuff, but like I don't know exactly where it is, because I don't use that polyfill that often. And so thank God I was not like halfway into it, because and then my brain actually thought, well, why don't I just use this? And so that's what I did. I sat down and I like brought my notes down here, and then I was like, okay, I cut like a really long piece of this stuff, and I was going by my notes and thinking, okay, now I need to like sort of loop around, and then like a couple 3 loops there, and then I had to like put it through this hole and like all this stuff, and then I got down, I got it, and it was like it looked exactly like these big things, except it's like on a really small scale. It looked exactly like it. I was like so proud of myself. I thought, oh, it looks like those twisted pillows or whatever. It actually worked and everything. And I thought, God, I was like looking at it and thinking, God, why? This is like, why do I overcomplicate everything? This is sort of like representative of how I overcomplicate everything. I can't believe I was gonna like make this really long crocheted panel or whatever, and like make the rope itself. Like, why do I overcomplicate everything? And then it hit me. It wasn't just the idea of like making a really long piece of crocheted, like a really long crocheted panel, and like making the rope itself. It was the whole process. Like, I thought, holy crap! Like I already made. This is a chain of just like single, and not even single crochet, just like a chain of the yarn, and until I make like a loop. I turned this into like a little ornament. I was like, making that, and I was about to tie it on, and this isn't a tutorial or whatever. I should have said at the beginning, but the 2 pieces that are like the 2 ends of this piece of yarn are just like I just knotted them and tucked it in there, and then I like attached this little piece of crocheted. This chain. I was looking at it, and I was like, I was getting ready to tie this on, and I thought, not only was this easier than I thought it was, the whole process of like, figuring out how this is all twisted together, it was a lot easier to figure out too. Why didn't I'm on YouTube, I'm a YouTuber, and I didn't think, oh, maybe there's a freaking tutorial on how to make one of these stupid pillow, I mean, not stupid, you know what I'm saying, maybe there's a freaking tutorial of how to make one of these pillows, so I wouldn't have had to go to Ollie's and spend $6, which, I could have got a couple skeins of yarn for that $6, and to get one of these pillows that I didn't need to bring it home and unravel it, and like all the pictures and stuff that I took, and all the notes that I took. So all I did was I went into YouTube and I put like, a twisted knot pillow tutorial, and boom, like it popped up, and I was thinking, so that's what I'm saying. Like when I talk about how complicated my brain is, or how I think too much, and how for some reason, I've said many times, like for some reason my brain just doesn't seem to come up with a simplified solution. And I don't mean to like, that everybody else is real simple, like in some, like they're dumb, and then I'm like overcomplicated, like I'm really smart. No, this is not. This is like overcomplicating even the most simplified things. I don't know why my brain works like that, where I overcomplicate everything. All I had to do was for my brain to fire, right? And for me to think, okay, all I have to do is pull up a tutorial. I'm sure there's a tutorial on YouTube on how to make one of these pillows, and then my niece has this really thick yarn. I could just come in here. I don't even have to spend any money, and it'd take me like 10 minutes to like find a tutorial and learn it, and snip the little yarn off and make it, and I'd have it. No, I waited until the next day to go to Ollie's to get a pillow, spend $6 that I could have spent on yarn, to buy one of these pillows, bring it home, take all kinds of pictures, and write all kinds of notes, and like, unravel it and stuff. And then, finally, thankfully, I didn't, sit down and actually make the panel. I thought, oh, finally, I could have just used the yarn. I used this Yarn Bee Cuddle One, whatever, Cuddly One that I got from my niece the other day. And I snipped a piece of it off, but unfortunately, it didn't fire fast enough. My brain fires really fast, or I think really fast, but I didn't think fast enough to think, instead of following these, really complicated notes that I made for myself or whatever, based on this, ridiculous, unraveling experience, I could have just, gone to a tutorial on YouTube and actually visually saw it. But no, I went by my notes or whatever and made the little ball, and I was like really proud of myself. But then it's this is adorable. I love this. This is so freaking adorable. I mean, it looks exactly like one of those little pillows. It's going to look adorable in here. I want to make like a whole bunch of them because my niece has a lot of this thick yarn and stuff. But now every time I look at this, I'm going to think this like perfectly represents my brain. Not just, how it works or whatever, but like almost like a literal representation of my brain. Like in the makeup of this thing is really simple. It's literally like one piece of yarn. Like like my brain there's a way to make this one simple thing. There's a way to make this one simple thing. But what do? I just overcomplicate everything. I just wrap things around itself and twist it, my thoughts around, and it gets all jumbled up and twisted and stuff. And that's literally what my brain feels like it looks like. It's just like this. At the core of it, it's just like it's one simplified thing, but I turn it into whether consciously or unconsciously, and turn it into this complicated knotted mess. And luckily it ends up making really pretty things, and it looks kind of like cool or whatever. It comes up with kinds of it's really decorative or like really creative and stuff. But still, it's really complicated and just overly complicated for no reason. And when my brain can be simplified, but I don't know. So that's the whole video. I was just like, the whole experience of like making this thing. I mean, I know it's just like a little ornament or whatever, and I'll probably make little. I don't even need to make a tutorial because they already exist on YouTube. Just look up how to make these freaking pillows, and just like apply it to yarn on a very small scale. But I'm gonna make like little keychains or whatever that look like this, and because it's adorable. But it's just like every time I look at them, I'm just like, that's my freaking brain right here, and the whole experience of like making this thing, just it perfectly represents how my brain works and stuff, and how I overcomplicate even the simplest of things. But anyway, so that's enough for this video. Or it's 11 minutes. Oh, excuse me. I actually went over 11 minutes, or over 10 minutes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. This random quick video or whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It's too long to be a short. Most of my videos are too long to be shorts. Unless I cut out all my filler words, then I would be making shorts all the time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me if you make some of these too. If I give you the idea or whatever. It's really cool, and it's going to look really cool in this room. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.